my name's Mandy and this is my channel Make It So. Welcome back, and firstly big apologies to everybody that watched my last makes video, which I can't believe is over 3 weeks ago. I really had this idea that every Thursday I would do a Thursday threads and show you everything that I've been making, but unfortunately with other commitments it hasn't quite worked out like that. So really sorry, it is actually now Sunday the 20th of June. Editing Mandy here, it's actually Sunday the 16th of June. I don't know what I'm thinking. Thank you. And like I say, it's over 3 weeks, so I have actually got quite a lot to show you. As in my title, Twirls, 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 I have been doing a lot of practice runs for garments that I'm making for collaborations, and I have got one to show you in a bit. Others you'll have to wait until I do the reveal. So first thing I got up to, which wasn't quite sewing related, but in my head it is because it was where I met my lovely friend Claire. I went to Ickworth Estate in Bury St Edmunds and met up with Claire. It's like the 18th of May now, so it seems like ages ago. But we met through a sewing retreat and I wanted to celebrate the fact that we'd been friends for over a year. So we met up and Claire was very good to me. She knew I was on a fabric ban, so she suggested something that didn't have a fabric shop within walking distance. So I really appreciated that. Bit disappointed that there wasn't any sewing related things within the house. Because another National Trust place I've been to before, they did actually have a sewing themed display. But she made me a really lovely gift, which I will show you. She does knitting as well as sewing. She's very clever, and I think she also does crochet. So hats off to her, because I cannot get my head around crochet at all. But these were really a thoughtful gift because I know she spent a lot of time making them for me, and that's really personal, and that's what I love about handmade gifts. So the next day after that I was going to be hosting my first ever virtual sewing room, and everyone was really lovely. I was quite anxious about it because obviously I was worried that I might mute somebody or cut them off totally. So I did sit there like a little tiger waiting to pounce, because I wanted to make sure that nobody was missed when they joined, and if they had a question I could answer it. But they were all really lovely, and that 2 hours went so quickly. And I've also obviously been on since as a guest as well, and been sewing some of my fabric up because I'm trying to make a dent in my stash, and it's not happened really. So the first thing I've been making was a twirl, and like I say, I can't show you at the moment, and I will reveal more of that when I do my next video for the Sew 7 Together collaboration that I'm doing with Judi from Running Sew and Sew and Sam from Sew Let's Sparkle with Sam. So Judi is releasing her next video tomorrow, which is Monday the 17th of June, and I'm looking forward to watching that and seeing what she's been up to. And then on the 27th of June I will be doing my last vlog, and I'll show you how the rest of my twirl went for my Sauvie. You'll see what I had to do to get it to fit me, and I've also nearly finished another make of the Sauvie dress. And I've also done my free range slacks, so I've done a twirl for those, so I'll have lots to show you in my next video. And then of course our reveal on our celebration day on the 7th of July, and I will be meeting up with Sam and Judi very soon, so I'm really looking forward to that. Also, if you haven't joined our Facebook group already, if you're joining in with the challenge, then head over there. I'll put our Facebook group on the screen and in the description below, and it will be lovely to see what you've all been up to. So, on to my makes. What have I made in the last 3 weeks? Besides the twirls, of course. And I hope I say that right, because I know I can pronounce things wrong, but we all have different ways, like scones and scone. I'm not even going there. That's even wrong. Scones and scone. That's better. Right, first things first, I made the rest of my Juno Pyjamas, sorry I just dropped them on the floor, from Tilly and the Buttons Make It Simple book. I've even managed to mark the right page for a change. So they look like that, and the top is based on the Tabitha t-shirt which I made recently, and I find that fits really lovely. So I think when I last showed you, I'd done the top, which is that one, and I used the purple cuffing and I used it around the neckline as well. I will put a picture in of me wearing it. And then I did the bottoms, and I put it's what's on the inside that counts. And this was the one where I said because of how I'd cut it, I had to cut into the wide selvage, but I'm going to show you exactly how much of that you can see. And like I said, where it actually is, I don't really think anyone's going to see it, and it does not spoil me enjoying wearing those. But these actually go with some socks that I made when I was showing some bits in a gift to November, and I'll put the pattern on the screen for you. It was a free pattern that I got, and I just thought they all go really lovely together, and they're so comfortable, which I enjoy very much at the moment. Comfort is crucial for me. And the next thing I managed to finish, if you haven't watched my video already about my Andy's jacket, which was my collaboration with Christine from Gemini Stitches, head over and watch that. But I was also working on a 12 for that one, and because of time constraints I had to crack on with the real thing, and I did struggle with the zip, which I talk about in that video. So during a virtual I thought I'm going to finish the rest of my 12 because the fabric I couldn't pattern match. I didn't have enough, but I had enough to make the jacket, if that makes sense. The zip went in perfectly the first time, even during a virtual sewing room social. So this is the garment finished. So you'll see it lines up perfectly, and I had to use again a 34-inch zip, which is quite long because I did lengthen it. And then inside we've got, I think I would like to think of a way of lining these because the pockets are loose inside. It doesn't have lining, and obviously you've got this lovely fleece backing, but I do think I'd like to cover those up a bit more. But again, lots of edge stitching, but I was really happy with that one. That is thicker material, that is slightly thicker than the one I made for the collaboration, but I will be wearing this one as well because there's always sometimes when it's slightly warmer or a bit chillier, so I've got the option of both jackets now, which is great. So that was my Andy's 12. So the next thing I made was the Saguaro pants from Friday Pattern Company. I would have shown these before in previous videos because I've made a linen pair in navy and a beige with white striped linen as well. And I saw Julie from Julie Sews Around Clothes made some in some lovely drapey viscose. Now, I never even thought about using viscose for these, and I thought these would be a great addition to my wardrobe for when I go on holiday because they're lovely and cool and they're really comfortable. So when I saw Julie's version, I was like, Julie's making me do it, I've got to make some now. And I also saw that Rachel from Stitched Up had used this particular fabric to make a jumpsuit, so I knew that they would look really nice as trousers. So it's this one, and it's from my Think Pink subscription box, so I can tick off that I've used one, which is great. I omitted the ties so I didn't have to do buttonholes because I just didn't think they were necessary with the lovely elasticated band, and I do find if I'm wearing a top slightly longer they tend to stick out with the bow for the ties. I did increase the length on these by 2 inches because I found that my linen pair, even though I'd pre-washed the fabric, they did feel like they'd shrunk slightly a bit more when I left them at the length that they come as. So that they go down to the floor for my height, I added 2 inches, and they're just really comfortable, and they are definitely going in my suitcase for my holiday. getting a pile here. So after that, I saw a pattern, didn't I? So I had to buy it. But it's not actually a garment for a change. It was the Sew Over It tote pack. Now this is quite a new pattern, so it's only been out about 3 weeks, I think it is, maybe not that long. I bought it and I thought I need to make that one. So I had this fabric from a lovely friend of mine, Sam from So Let's Sparkle with Sam, and she'd made me a bag in it for my birthday, and she knew I loved it, and it turned up in my Happy Mail. So I wanted to do this bag justice by using it, and I really love it. I don't know if you're going to see, I'll put some pictures in, but my pattern matching. This is actually a pocket in the front for your drinks bottle, which I've got a popper on, and it's quite deep. You can see how deep that pocket is. And then on the other side you've got this band where you put your webbing straps through, and a little buckle. So it's a conversion bag, so you can have it as a tote bag, or you can convert it to a rucksack by pulling these straps. And what you then do, it's really probably hard to show you this on video, is the other handle gets clipped in on that buckle there to keep it out the way. Now I did adapt it a bit, bear with me because I've dropped the pattern on the floor. So I wanted to have an internal pocket as well. So I just put in good old Google envelope pocket patterns, and I got this free pattern from Apple Green Cottage. It's just 2 pages that you stick together, and it's got the template which I cut out to mark on the fabric, and it's totally free. And if I can show you, because I've got my pattern pieces in here, again I'll put a picture, it'll be easier to see it. I've got this lovely little pocket inside that I can put things like keys so they're more secure. Thank you, assistant. And I used a lovely rainbow popper because you don't have to have it, but it's more security at the top. And then this rainbow zip came from, and the actual zip pull came from Little Legs fabric, and I just love it. And it's got rainbow D-rings. The only thing I didn't have, which was disappointing, was rainbow sliders. I had some, but they were all different sizes, so I had to go with silver. But I absolutely love this pattern, and the thing I like is my daughter would like one, and I like it when she gets interested in patterns that I've got, so that's definitely a winner for me, and it won't be the last I make. So the next thing I will have to insert a picture in that I've made was for the virtual sewing room. Jenny, who runs it over on Instagram, she asked if anybody would like to get involved with making a panel for a table feature she was doing as she was going to the Festival of Threads at Farnham Maltings, I believe, and I thought, why not? And I had a little play, which, you know, sometimes it's nice to have a play with fabric, and I will show you a picture. But I had this stencil I've used before for bags and things. It was from a Debbie Shaw magazine years ago, and I'm sure you can still pick them up somewhere, with the dress and the sewing machine and mannequin. So I really enjoyed making that, and I also had a love heart one. Unfortunately, with the magazines I used to get from Debbie Shaw, the discs don't work on my Apple Mac, and it's really a shame because they used to be quite good tutorials on there for bags and things. So I have kept the stencils, and they do get used quite a bit, but I really enjoyed doing that. It was just a bit of fun with fabric, and it looked really lovely. Again, I'll put some pictures in so you can see what they look like, because that was lovely to see them in the show. Another virtual sewing room session I attended recently was for Menstrual Hygiene Day on the 28th of May, and we got to meet the lovely Ella from the Pachamama project and her mum, and they talked all about their charity, which is a really worthwhile cause, making reusable sanitary towels or sanitary pads for ladies who might not have access to them as freely as we do. And if you head over to their Facebook group, you'll find out more information. They supply you the pattern, they tell you what materials you need, and a lot of it is just from scraps that you have in your sewing room. So it's a really good, worthwhile cause, and I am going to be making some now I found out more about it. On to what I've been buying. No fabric. I'm doing well. My fabric ban that I imposed on myself is going very well. I do keep seeing some lovely things. I've said this before, and only last night I saw this company that use recyclable bottles to make fabric, and they are so pretty. But I did have a talking to myself, and luckily they're not based in the UK, so that does limit me anyway. But if I can remember the name of the company, I will put it on here, because just have a look. They're amazing, and the fabrics, you have to pre-order them because they make them to order, so they're really worth a look. So what have I bought? I just wanted to show you this, and I'm sorry if it makes a lot of noise, but like I say, I haven't bought fabric, but I needed some threads, and as far as I know, if it's changed I'll let you know. Hobbycraft have been doing Gutermann threads 3 for 2, so I tend to stock up on my basic colours in the big reels. So I did a click and collect. This is my bag, and inside are my purchases, which I do think they went a bit overboard for 3 reels of thread, but maybe they don't have smaller. But these are all 1,000 meters, so I got 3 for 2. So I've got black, navy and red, and I already have the cream and the white, and instead of being, I think they're £10 each, so it works out £20 for 3, and I think that's a really good price because they will last me a lot longer. I think the normal thread sizes are something like 100 meters, and you pay £3.50. So it is a really good way to buy. Certain things you buy in bulk are worth doing. The next thing I got wasn't actually a purchase, it was more happy mail. So Laura from So Very Laura, she went to Florida recently, and I said to her, I hope you don't think I'm being cheeky, but I absolutely love the lip balm that Blistex do. It's strawberry lemonade, not flavour, but it's really nice, and you can't get it over in the UK, so I will be stocking up when I go. But Laura, bless her heart, she went to Walmart for me and bought me a couple and sent them to me. But she also sent me this. And this is something that she had in her stash, but she knows that I love giraffes, and she thought that I would make use of it more than she would. So I'm really grateful for that, Laura. Thank you very much. And I'm thinking what I can use to, I might make another bag or something with that. So that was my purchases, and I bought some needles, but they're just some more Microtex needles because I managed to break a few recently on my Andy's jacket because I didn't realise how thick the material was, and so I had to just crank my hand wheel for that one. Something else about the Andy's jacket, I don't think it is beginner friendly pattern, because if you're just new to sewing, you really need to get to grips with basic techniques and add extra bits on as you go. Bearing in mind there's a lot of edge stitching, it's soft shell fabric, and you have to insert a zip for a start. It's something that I think is more geared to a confident beginner or even intermediate, but it's definitely a lovely make, but I don't think I'd want to be jumping into that when I've only just started sewing. So on to my plans. So the first thing I'm hoping to do is a challenge that I discovered via Stash Hub. I found that if you go on the left hand side in Stash Hub, they've got a menu and they have one called Challenges, and if you go on there you can discover all the challenges that are running at the moment, because our Sew House 7 one is on there, and the one I'm going to hope to do is the Sew Blood Pressure 24, and it's run by a lovely lady called Bianca. She's known as @bsilvercreates, and I'll put that on the screen on Instagram. And she's running this one because unfortunately her father passed away suddenly, and one of the causes was hypertension. So she wants to raise awareness of this condition, and so all you have to do is to enter is pay £1, and there are loads of prizes, but it's also raising money for a worthy cause. Now, her theory behind this challenge is to do something that you've been putting off, and in other words, don't put off till tomorrow what you can do today. Life's too short. And I have been putting off my particular ideas for quite a while, and you may have heard in previous videos a while ago I mentioned the Confident Capsule collection, which I joined in autumn, and I just haven't, I've been putting off making them because I know some of them people had fit issues, and also it's not necessarily something that I had on my mind to do straight away, because I always have something else pop up that's more shiny. So the first thing I've actually been really organised and put them in folders ready, and this is the Patina blouse by Friday Pattern Company, and the fabric that came with it is this one. Sorry if it's a bit screwed up, but it's obviously been in storage for a while. So I'm really hoping that I can make up a version of this, and then after that I'll be hooked and I'll make some more. I know I won't be making it with the big collar version, I'm definitely going to go for the smaller collar, but I do think that is going to be a lovely pattern to make, because I've already made the Saguaro pants, and they do have a bit of sense of humour with their patterns as well. They make little comments on there, which is quite nice. So that is one idea. And then the other one I've got, which I know is quite a popular pattern, but again, I just haven't made it yet. And that is the fabric Godmother Peony dress. And I've actually got this fabric for that one that came in the box that we got from So Confident. And it's this lovely fabric. It feels strange because I think it's a crepe, but I've seen other people make this one and it looks so lovely that I'm sure it will look really nice. So they are my two ideas, and that will be good because it's finally something that I've been putting off a while that I'll get done, and I'm also going to be donating for a good cause at the same time. So the next one I've got is, if you've watched my Think Pink subscription box, you would have seen that I got, I think it's not going to be revealing anything, everyone should have got them by now. I got this nautical fabric. Again, sorry it's screwed up, it has been washed. I don't worry about ironing it until I'm actually going to use it, because if not, sometimes I end up doing it several times. But I want to make the chalk and notch fringe dress. I've mentioned that that was one idea that I'd like to do, and I think again this would be a lovely staple for my holiday wardrobe, because it will be nice and cool and it will look really pretty. I think I will lengthen it because I do think that's a little bit short for me, but I have got the PDF pattern that I printed out recently, so I just need to cut that out and get on with that one as well. And then there's another challenge that's running in June, and that is the So Fruity 24 challenge from Yvette, who runs Stash Hub, and she's known as Blossom Sandwich on Instagram. Because I didn't join the tour purely because I didn't think I had any fruity fabric in my stash. Bearing in mind I don't want to be buying any more. So then I did have a good rummage and sort out, and I did find some fabrics that I could possibly use. The first one is something that I'd put on my Make 9, and I haven't actually bought a pattern yet, but it's a swimsuit fabric. I might have shown this on my Make 9 at the time, but it's this one, and I think I got it from Pound Fabrics, but I've had it a while, so I might be talking total rubbish and I've got it somewhere else, but it's very stretchy, so I think that might be quite nice. I've just got to watch where the pattern placement is, I think, but because it's everywhere, hopefully it will look alright. but I think that will be a lovely one for the challenge, and it will mean I've done another item on my Make 9. So that's one option. I do need to get the lining as well though for that one. Does that count as fabric purchase, or is it classed as haberdashery? Not sure on that one. The next fabric I have quite a bit of that is fruity themed is this polyester mix I got from the lovely Josh from Legend Textiles. I was gifted a box of fabrics and I did an unboxing video quite a while ago now, and I'm trying to use them all up because obviously I appreciated the gesture and I want to be able to make something nice out of this. And obviously fruity, it's got strawberries on it. It's like a peachy pink colour, and I thought this would be quite nice as a caftan robe or something. I thought I could use this as a cover up when I'm on the beach or by the pool. So that is another idea, and I have got a couple of free robe patterns that I'm going to look at and see how much I actually need, because I do need to measure that one just to check I've got enough, because some of them do take quite a bit. I think that would be nice. And after that I've only really got scraps and flat quarters, but again they're fruity themed. I've got this one, it was part of a Snow White bundle that I got. I think it was from somewhere like Aldi or Lidl's. So I've got that one. I've got some leftover scraps of this one. I made my daughter an apron when she was a lot younger. And then I've got another little flat quarter bit here that I used to make the Sew Over It bow bag, but I've got a bit of that. So I'm going to try and see what I can get out of these scraps, because I think I could make quite a few nice little things with that, and it would be the fruity theme again. So that's my plans for the So Fruity challenge. As well as that, I'm hoping to finish my Sorrento jacket. I'm making that one as a collaboration with Laura from So Very Laura, and that one has a lot of top stitching, and I think I'm on about stage 37 of 100 and something, so it is quite an intense make again, same as the Andy's jacket, but I am enjoying that one, and it, again, it's one of my Make 9, so I'm doing quite well with that so far, and I will do a video at some point after the 6-month mark to see how I'm getting on. Also obviously the fringe dress like I showed you, and also finish off my Sauvie dress. I've just got the hem to do on that one. I did give a little sneak peek of the fabric I'm using on Instagram if you follow me on there, but I won't show you that until the reveal on the 7th of July. So after that I'm hoping to make a few more items for my holiday, because I got my holiday wardrobe down from my loft and not much of it fits me at the moment, so it gives me a good excuse to make a few items to go away with, and then again I will have some room for the fabric I purchase when I'm away. So if you've enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and I'd like to know what you're doing for the challenges that are on in June. Let me know in the comments below. If you don't subscribe already, I'd love you to join my channel. I am nearly near that magic number that everyone likes, so it would be great to see a few more help grow my channel. So thank you, and I will see you again hopefully a lot sooner. Bye for now.